What's up, strategic networkers? Hey guys, Kevin Moeller here. Hope everything is going well in your world. Welcome to my extremely busy home office, by the way. Glad to be with you today. Glad to share some things with you in such trying times, such crazy times that we have right now. And so excited that you're on here live as we talk about some of the things that are affecting us in our network marketing business and some of the things that we can use, some of the things and strategies that I'm going to share with you are applicable to these crazy times that we find ourselves in right now, literally all over the world. So no matter where you're joining us from right now, all over the globe, we have challenges in our profession that we need to deal with. And I'm going to share some strategies that are going to help you do that. And so a little bit about me, for those of you that I've never met personally yet, a little bit about my background and my story, and how Strategic Networker all came about. My background is actually construction work and a college student. So 12 years ago, I was a full-time construction worker and a full-time college student, and I was struggling. I was struggling financially. I was struggling really emotionally because I was dragged along throughout the day, every day. Just felt like I was on a treadmill, running fast, going nowhere, on the grind, never had time for friends, never had time for family, never had time for anything. Because my life was owned by work and school. So I was working construction during the daytime, 40 to 50 hours a week. I was doing college classes 5 nights a week, 20 hours a week of actual classroom time, which accounted for 15 credit hours of study. And so my schedule was crazy. I mean, I got up before the birds did, went to work, started working right when the sun was coming up, got off work at 4:30 in the afternoon. Left from there, went to the house to take a shower, get cleaned up, went to the college campus, 2 different campuses I went to. Both of them were about 20 minutes away, different directions, depending on which class I had on these 2 different college campuses. And so I show up and I was late every single day. Class was from 6 p.m. to 9:55 p.m. at night. So 4 hours a night, I was in those classes and I was just on the grind. I did that for 2.5 straight years. And I had this dream in my heart, this thought in my heart that, one day I'm going to own a business. One day I'm going to be successful. One day I'm going to travel the world. One day I'm going to do mission and ministry. I'm going to spend time with family. I'm going to be financially independent. I'm going to be set free. I'm going to have all these different things. The challenge is how do you ever start a business? I knew I was going to own a business one day, but how I was going to get there, I was clueless. I mean, I was completely clueless back then. I remember thinking, what in the world am I going to do to ever get there? Because if you look at business, as many of you guys have, if you look at business, most companies take a lot of time and a lot of money to build. Now, I know a lot of people with a lot of money, and they don't have any time to build a business. So maybe they have an executive level job at the company that they work for, and they make 6 figures a year, and they're doing great, but they never have any time to build a business because they're working 80 hours a week to keep that job and keep that executive level position at their corporation that they work for. And I know a lot of people that are just the opposite. They have all the time freedom in the world, but they're broke as a joke and can't afford to actually start a business. And then there's people like I was back in the day, 12 years ago, who I was broke and I didn't have any time. So it's like, how in the world am I going to ever start a business? Well, thankfully, I found the network marketing profession, right? An opportunity that didn't matter how old I was. I was only 20 years old. It didn't matter that I didn't have any time to work the business because you don't need much time to build a network marketing business. It didn't matter what skills I had, because in network marketing, we use a duplicatable system, and we use systems to drive our business and principles and philosophies to drive our business. So we don't have to be the one in the spotlight all the time. We don't have to have a million skills. Now, we do need to work on our skills. We always need to get better. But the point is, there's always a system to use in network marketing. So I was able to leverage the system. And long story short, ended up making $800 my first 30 days. That really got my attention because goodness knows how many hours I had to work in construction to make $800 after taxes. And I did that in my spare time while working construction 40 to 50 hours a week and going to college 20 hours a week at night. Outside of that crazy, insane schedule, I still made $800 my first 30 days. And that's what really got my attention. And I saw the power of this profession. And I said, you know what? I don't have any more time I can give to this business than what I'm giving right now, but I can give it all that I've got for the little bit of time that I have. And so I treated it more seriously and started to grow from there. And I had some ups and downs. My 5th month in the business was, making a couple $100s a month in extra income, which was great. It was a great extra income for me, but I was frustrated. I'll be honest with you. I was frustrated. I felt like My head was always just hitting this glass ceiling and just like, man, when is this going to ever work for me? Like all these people making all this money, is it ever going to happen for me? Well, what I didn't know then was that instead of the business working for me, it was working on me. Let me say that again. Instead of the business really working massively for me, it was working on me. It was working on my skills. It was working on my ability to communicate. It was working on my ability to relate with other people. It was working on my ability to share information. It was working on my ability to get people to want to look at information. It was working on every area of my life, including my positivity or negative philosophies that I had back then that definitely need to be reshaped and worked on. But it started to refine my philosophies and to work on me. And when I got better, the business got easier. So let me say this again in a different way. I don't know how to make this business easier for you, but I know how to make you better. And when you get better, this business gets easier. That is the secret to our business. When you get better, the business gets easier. If you look at this profession, if you look at what we do globally in the network marketing profession, here's what I can tell you. There are people in the same company as all of us that are making the money and have the time freedom that we want. And you know what they have? They have the same compensation plan. They have the same product. They have the same owners of the company. They have the same leadership. They're in the same organizations. They have the same everything, the same tools, the same videos, the same systems, the same conferences, the same everything. The thing that's different is the you factor. It's you and it's me. We are the only factors that make this whole thing different. And if you're going to survive, and not just survive, but thrive in the situation that we find ourselves in right now globally with this epidemic, widespread virus scare, whether you're worried about the scare or not, the virus or not, the fact is the world we live in is freaked out. Okay, so you're either freaked out or you're not, but the world around us is freaked out. There's so much uncertainty. There's so many question marks going on in people's heads. People don't know what's going to happen tonight. They don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. They don't know what's going to happen next week, next month, next year. They have no idea what's going to happen to them and to their families. And so people are freaked out right now. So here's the thing. You can either be a bystander, you can be a victim of this situation, or you can thrive in this situation. I choose personally to thrive. And that's what I'm coming to you live about tonight, is to share with you some principles, some philosophies that you can think and tactics that you can use to thrive during this time. And there's only three main things that I'm going to share with you tonight on this short live that we have. And so I'm going to jump into those three things. But before I do, let me finish my story that I started earlier. So I got involved in the business, made $800 my first 30 days, treated it more seriously. My fifth month was just making a couple $100 a month. I went to a big event and it changed my mindset. It changed my belief, because it made me believe in the owner of the company. It made me believe in the business itself. It made me believe in the product. It made me believe that the opportunity was huge, because I saw so many other people succeeding. But here's the most important part. It made me believe in myself. I said, if these thousands of people can do it, I can too. 2 months later, within 60 days of going to that big event, I quit the last job I've ever had. That was 12 years ago. Since then, been able to build 5 other companies outside of that. So I have 6 businesses today. I've been blessed and fortunate to train network marketers literally all over the world on how to build a successful business using tactics and philosophies that not only I've learned, but some that I've also developed and that we've launched with individuals and organizations in ways that duplicate to amazing levels. And so it's been an absolute blessing to do that. In business, we've done well over $100 million in revenue with these 6 companies combined. Over 10 million of that is actually in our network marketing business. So our team has been paid extremely well. What we do is rock solid, and we're going out there and taking it to the next level. And I hope you are too. I hope you're taking advantage of this time. So the 3 main things that I want to share with you is, first and foremost, is the topic of leadership. When times are awry, when times are scary, when times are uncertain, the most important thing always, but especially when times are crazy, is leadership. It is the ability to get up and exemplify the things that you want others to be doing. And I want to encourage you that there is no place for fear right now. There is no place for fear for you and for your family, for you and for your finances, for your future and your business, your team and your prospects and the people in the community around you. There is no place in your life right now for fear. You need to be unafraid. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't feel fear at all. That doesn't mean that we can just wave some magic wand and make it go away. But what I'm telling you is, it has no place in your business. So courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the ability and the mindset and the decision to move forward in the face of fear. Do I know what tomorrow holds? No. Do I know everything that's going to happen next week? No. Do I know what's going to happen over the next 30 days? No. I have no idea. But here's what I know. I'm moving forward because I know that people flock to leadership, especially in trying times. Times like right now, when people don't know what to do, they don't know what to turn, where to turn, they don't know who to follow, they need to be following you. You need to have that leadership mentality. You need to have that courage, the one who stands up and says, you know what, I'm moving forward. Even if I can't see where my foot is going to land, I'm taking the next step. Even if I can't see the ground, things are so foggy and so unclear right now. It doesn't matter. I'm moving forward, and I'm going to show my team in the marketplace that I'm moving forward despite the obstacles. Listen, your family needs that from you right now. Your team needs that from you right now. Your prospects that would join your team if they saw you exemplifying leadership will need you right now. The world around us needs people like that right now. Your neighborhood, your city, your town, your state, your country needs you to move forward in spite of uncertainty. And by the way, that is what it creates such an amazing opportunity, which we'll talk about here in just a second. But if you have not read this book, it is a classic. And this is actually one of the older ones that you can see. This is the workbook, actually. I didn't even realize that. I saw the spine, and I grabbed it real quick for you out of one of my mini libraries over here in the corner. But this book, Developing the Leader Within You by John C. Maxwell. If you have not studied leadership, this is the first book I recommend on the topic of leadership. I encourage you to dissect that book and jump into it. If you cannot go to the bookstore or order on Amazon right now, or if you want to jump into it tonight, remember, you can download the ebook. You can use that on your cell phone, your tablet. If you have an e-reader like a Nook or Kindle, you can download it on that. But the point is, get this book, Developing the Leader Within You, and study it. If you have not been through this book in years, now would be the time to revisit the highlights at minimum, because this is the time and the opportunity for leadership like you've never seen. And you may say, well, Kevin, I just don't feel much like a leader. Well, guess what? You need to get over that. Because I didn't feel like a leader either 12 years ago. I was a construction worker. I was 20 years old. I was a college student. I didn't have any influence. I didn't have any successes in life to speak of. I had no reason that people would follow me. Why would someone follow somebody like me? I remember thinking that to myself. But you know what? Because I actually moved forward in spite of fear, when I made phone calls I didn't feel like making, when I talked to people I was terrified to talk to, when I saw someone sharp and I thought, oh my gosh, what are they going to think if I approach them? And I approached them anyway. That's what helped me build a world-class business. And that's what's going to help you build it, because people flock to people of courage, especially in uncertain times right now. Like, you've got to exemplify the leadership that you want your team to be doing and that you want your prospects to join you in doing. You've got to exemplify that. So courage is huge. By the way, Julia Shahid, a rock star on the team, top executive, she let me know right before this YouTube live that there is a leadership event tomorrow morning for free, by the way, that you can join. Now, I know it has to do with at least John C. Maxwell content, which is the author of this book. I'm not sure if he's going to be on it. I haven't looked into it, but I promise you I will be on this 1-hour personal development session tomorrow morning that I promise you, even if it's John C. Maxwell content, it's going to rock your socks off, and especially at the price of free. Okay, so if you go to Team Sewell, and I'll spell this for you in just a second, teamsewell.com/leadership, you can probably register or at least view it live tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. And again, 9 a.m. Central Time on March the 19th. Okay, so that's Thursday, March the 19th, which is tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, Central U.S. time. You can go to teamsewell.com/leadership. Now, let me spell that for you. Team, T-E-A-M, Sewell, SEWELL.com/leadership. One more time, it's Team Sewell, SEWELL.com/leadership. And you can get some amazing personal development from your cell phone, tablet, computer, whatever it is that you use. If you have internet access, you can join that amazing event that they decided to do for free to help you to grow, which is awesome. And I intend on being there as well with my notepad and my pen ready, because I'm always ready to study leadership, especially anything that's John C. Maxwell related. So the second thing, first thing we talked about, obviously, is leadership and how to exemplify that and the importance of it, and the fact that you are ready to be a leader. regardless if you feel fear or not. It doesn't matter. It's courage that's the most important, which is moving forward in the face of fear. You can feel the fear. It's real. Move forward anyway. People are going to flock to you because number two is action. Number two is action. It doesn't matter if you read this entire book. It doesn't matter if you take the most notes on tomorrow's seminar. It doesn't matter if you know the most about your company, your product, your service, your comp plan, your whatever. None of that matters if you don't take massive action. In desperate times cause for desperate measures. This is the time to get busy. This is the time to lead by example. This is the time to build your business hardcore. Whether you're part-time, spare time, or full-time, thank God that thank God that you've got a business that you can operate from home. Now, let me share something with you real quick. Business owners and people in the world today, a lot of them are shattered right now. They're freaked out. They don't know what they're going to do. And let me explain it to you in a way that hopefully will hit home for you, especially if you're a successful network marketer. If you're making a great income and you're able to work from home right now, you may not fully understand the extent of the pain that some people are currently experiencing around us and that are about to experience, and the fear that some people have right now. It is paralyzing. You know, one of my companies is a facility that's a medical facility. We treat children with autism, Asperger's, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, ADD, ADHD, sensory processing disorder, you name it. Now, I'm a college dropout, but we had a vision of building this. My mom's a nurse. My wife's an occupational therapist. My nephew has autism. It's a long story, but we decided to open up a facility to help some people that have special needs. And we do 10, 15,000 patient visits a year. So it's an awesome place. But we have a nonprofit organization because it's hard to keep the doors open with a business like that provides the services that we provide the way that we provide them to the population that we serve. It's really hard to keep the doors open during normal times, right? When there's not some virus scare or something viral going crazy, but here's the deal. Now we've got patients and families that are concerned about coming to the lobby for treatment for their children since it's not medically necessary, meaning it's not something they have to have. It's not like we do cancer treatment or something like that. Like the population that we serve, they don't have to come. It's not a life or death situation if they don't come. But a lot of these families don't want to come because they're scared of, getting around other people right now, which is understandable, right? But yet our staff need to maintain their income. Well, they don't generate any income if they're not seeing any patients. So if the patients don't come because they want to stay home, but the staff needs to earn income, but they don't have patients to see, so the business doesn't generate the revenue that it needs, how can you turn around and pay the salaries? In a lot of companies right now, that's the kind of situation they find themselves in, and they go, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. That is the world that we live in right now. That point in time when fear strikes many people, they get paralyzed. Do not let that happen to you right now. You know why? Because you have a world-class opportunity right now that people literally would die to have. Because you have a business right now that if you get your mind right and you move forward with courage and exemplify leadership, you've got a massive opportunity to build something from the comfort of your home. You don't have huge overhead and salaries and storefronts where customers have to come, and now they're not coming because of this epidemic and crisis that we find ourselves in. You're not in those situations. You're not in those circumstances. Now, if you're a part-time network marketer, which most people are, or at least most people start part-time, almost everybody starts part-time, then maybe your job or your other traditional business or whatever you do for income outside of your network marketing business, maybe that is scary for you right now and you don't know what's going to happen, or maybe you did get laid off or downsized, or who knows what's happened with that. The point is this: your opportunity that you have in your network marketing profession right now it's coronavirus proof. It's coronavirus proof. You can market from your home. You can congregate with people online. It's time to take action. It's time to go out there and plant the seeds. It's time to get in touch with your core people on your team and show them that you are moving forward. Show them and encourage them. Now is the time for them to win and for them to win big. It's time for you to take that action. So I encourage you, reach out to your team. Grab their hand, even if it's just through technology, through a phone call, through a text message, through an email. Grab them by the hand and say, listen, I am with you, brother. I'm with you, sister, and we're going to the top. We've got an opportunity to work from home right now. We've got an opportunity to bless people so they can work from home right now. People need the ability to earn income right now, which leads me to my third point. So point number one was about leadership and moving forward in the face of fear, having courage. It's not about no fear. It's about courage. So you move forward. That's leadership. Number two was about all out massive action. Number three is about opportunity. Number three is about opportunity. I want you to understand something. In desperate times, in critical meltdowns, that is when some of the biggest opportunities are born. I mean, where do you think Warren Buffett originally made his first fortune? It was during an economic implosion, because that is the opportunity for someone that's in investing. When you can buy stocks at pennies on the dollar and write it back up at years to come, fortunes can be made, right? This is the time right now where there's a massive opportunity. You know why? Because here's the deal. If you have live events where people congregate, it's going to be hard to get guests to show up right now. It's going to be hard to get guests to show up. And some places can't even do it. Like their town or their state or their country won't, they ban it. It's not even legal, okay? But if you're in an area where it's optional, it's still, you're fighting an uphill battle. If you put together a social gathering right now, when people don't want to get socially close, physically close, you're fighting an uphill battle. But guess what you can do? Most people have more opportunities to get in front of their devices than ever before. Talking about their phone, their tablet, their computer. You can reach more people right now than you ever have in the history of your network marketing business. Ever. You can reach more people digitally right now than you ever have before, number one. Number two, there is a desperate need for the ability to work from home. There's a desperate need. And so you have a 2-point opportunity right now that is such a blessing, that you can help people in the midst of this crisis and get them in front of information, and it's easier than it's ever been because they're in front of their devices and they need the ability to earn income while they're in front of their devices. Now, let me give you a few warnings. If you go out like a hunter right now instead of a fisherman or a fisherwoman, okay? If you go out like a hunter right now and people feel like you're after them, like you are preying on people in desperate times, this will not work well for you. And so I really want you to evaluate how you come across to people, because if you look like you're after them, they're going to feel like a victim. They're going to feel like you're trying to twist their arm. They're going to feel like you're trying to take advantage of them in a very desperate time. People are fragile right now. They're freaked out. They don't know what to do. They need leadership. They need income from home. They need to be certain about something. And we have a business that they can use because it's coronavirus proof. Okay. So we have got the answer. But how we approach people is so important right now. We need to be relatable. If you want to know what you can do to attract people to you like a magnet, here's what you can do. You can move forward with courage. You can be bold in uncertain times. People will flock to you like a magnet. Number two is you can serve. Who can you help right now in this economic crisis? Who can you help right now that needs your help? And it may not be business related. You may be able to help somebody because they need some resource that you've got a lot of and they don't right now, and they live in your neighborhood. Who can you go help genuinely? Can you post that on social media? Can you look for people that have needs? Can you be a blessing to somebody else in these desperate times? You know why? Because people flock to people like that. People flock to people like that. Like 12 years in the professional network marketing, I have not had to worry about where I'm going to find contacts. I just love and serve people everywhere I go, and contacts flock in like you wouldn't imagine. And I teach a lot about how to do that in my course, Strategic Recruiting University. I have a course that actually teaches people how to go out there and build a massive, massive organization and duplicate like crazy, and how to share their story and to get people involved in their business, get people to want to look at their business. But the point is this. If you have a servant's heart, if you go out there to meet people, if you have a huge, genuine smile on your face, if you say something like, if you ask me how I'm doing, I say, I'm blessed. How are you doing? I'm doing amazing. How are you doing? Like, I'm always positive with my response. You know why? People are attracted to that. People want to be around that kind of energy. And you may say, well, Kevin, I don't have that kind of energy. Well, get it. You know what? You can fabricate it. I have been up since the crack of dawn. I have challenges in every company that I own, all 6 companies. I have amazing challenges. Phone's been blowing up. Emails going crazy. Things are happening. But guess what? I decided to show up with energy today. Now, I got up at 5 a.m. this morning. I had a coffee meeting with some guys that I do ministry and hang out with, some brilliant businessmen that I surrounded my life to make me better. I had a great coffee and breakfast with them this morning and left there, had to deal with a lot of different stuff, had to make a lot of difficult decisions today, had to analyze a lot of information urgently today. I did a little missions thing in Mobile, Alabama. It was about a 45-minute drive from my house to go do some ministry stuff with a community that definitely needed some hope and some positivity and some encouragement. Knocked that out, came back, prepared for this, put this together just as a way to give back to our strategic networkers, which, by the way, while you're here on YouTube, subscribe to this YouTube channel. So the Strategic Networkers, subscribe to it. Just click the subscribe button. There's also a little bell you can click on that'll let you know and send you a notification when we go live like this or when we give away different training topics, because I'm going to put together a lot of different things for our superstar profession of network marketing. I love strategic networkers. I'm a strategic networker. You're a strategic networker. And together we can do great things and learn a lot from each other. I'm putting together a lot of different things for the profession that are a lot of fun. By the way, before we wrap this up, I got a few other thoughts, but I do have an ebook that is soon to be released. It would have already been done, but this little virus thing has kind of got me working on other projects, so I haven't finished it up just yet. But it's about to be done. If you go to thestrategicnetworker.com, thestrategicnetworker.com, you can put in your name and your email address, and as soon as that ebook is released, you're going to get a free copy of it. And it's going to help you go out there and build a business faster. It's going to help you duplicate quicker. And it's going to give you a resource that you can study. Very short resource, probably 8 to 10 pages, maybe even with pretty large print. But it's going to help you build a massive business. I promise you, because I've taught this concept that I teach in this ebook. I've taught it all over the world. And I want you to have it. You can have it for free as soon as we actually publish it. So the last couple of things I'll share with you, especially in regards to opportunity. Arthur Schopenhauer was a German philosopher, and he said that an opportunity goes through 3 phases. Number 1, it's opposed. Number 2, it is ridiculed. And then number 3 is it serves as self-evident. It serves as self-evident. Now, he says the opportunity is back when it is opposed. It's when it's opposed. That is the definition of opportunity, is getting involved in something when it's opposed, before it is violently ridiculed, before it serves as self-evident. How many times, if you've been a networker for any length of time, how many times have you reached somebody who says something about this being a pyramid scheme? How many times has someone looked down their nose at you because you're in that you're one of those. You're in multi-level marketing. Oh, you're in network marketing. People look down their nose at that. Some people do, right? I mean, the world we live in is waking up that network marketing is brilliant and they should have been involved a long time ago. But again, the definition of an opportunity is getting involved back when it is opposed. Not when it's ridiculed or served as self-evidence, when it's opposed. We are opposed right now as a profession still. We are violently ridiculed by many people. Many people still do not believe in this profession. They think it's a scam or it's hocus pocus, and God bless them. They're just ignorant. They just don't know what they don't know. Just like you and I, there's areas of our lives that we're ignorant. There's things we don't know. Like, I don't know about quantum physics, okay? I'm ignorant in quantum physics, but I'm not ignorant when it comes to network marketing. What we do is bulletproof. It is economy proof. It is coronavirus proof. It is a way to build an empire for yourself and to set you and your family up for freedom and security and a lifestyle that you simply can't get anywhere else. Some of the biggest business people you know are scrambling right now because they don't have a network marketing business. They have a traditional business that's under fire in such crazy times. But Arthur Schopenhauer talks about that this is the opportunity, because you know what it's doing? It's making it self-evident now that we have a virus outbreak like what's happening right now. People are being quarantined in different areas and they have no way of earning an income. They're putting their hope, their faith, and their trust in what the government, the country, the city, or what their family is going to do for them. And you and I, my friends, we have the ability to build a business regardless of what the country, the president, the next door neighbor, or our family, or anybody else has to say, because we can independently build our network marketing business as big as we want, as bad as we want. And right now we can help people, as it is turning to be self-evident, my friends, that network marketing was a brilliant idea that many of the prospects that you and I have talked to before should have said yes to, but they didn't. Right now, we can circle back with those people and show them what we are doing. And with that being said, listen, you are a strategic networker. You're here today because you wanted to learn something. I hope this has been encouraging to you. I hope that if you feel a little anxious, if you have some anxiety, if you have some fears and some doubts and some wonders about the future, I hope that you'll say, hey, that's real, but I learned today that I just need to have courage. I don't have to have the absence of fear, I just need to move forward in spite of it and exemplify that leadership. Study leadership, especially in a time like right now where it's so desperate. Get on that free training event that we have tomorrow morning with John C. Maxwell. Get yourself registered to get my free ebook at thestrategicnetworker.com, and subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get content like this to help you and encourage you to go build a world-class business. With that being said, remember, you're only one recruit away. God bless you, and bye for now. Take care.